All right. It's about quarter after. We'll probably get started here in a moment. There's Miss Nancy.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Fabulous. How are you?
Doing wonderful, thank you.
Good. Yeah, I think this meeting is because most of them are at 6:30. So I'm like, oh, I guess it's probably earlier than most people are used to.
Yeah, I was thinking it was 8 o'clock tonight well, 8 o'clock my time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah, I looked at my calendar. I was like, oh, I need to get on this meeting. And I was like, wait a second. I don't know if they're normally this early. I
Yeah,
think they're
no, just got back from walking the dogs and I said, let me check and see what time it is tonight. And I saw your message to jump on. So
like, whoops.
perfect
Yeah, I was like, all
timing.
right,
Yeah,
we're
no,
gonna
that's
hang
good.
out for a little bit and wait because I
Yeah, for
figured,
sure.
yep.
Sounds good.
All right. Anything new in the land of salads and all of that
No,
fun?
no, just crazy.
Just crazy.
Yeah,
Sounds
fun
about
and
right.
crazy. I love doing them because I don't know, I'm in that service industry that I like making the salads.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I enjoy doing it. Yeah.
Good. Well, yeah, I wouldn't suggest doing something you don't enjoy for sure.
No, no. Did that for too many years.
Indeed.
Uh-huh.
Oh, have you been running? Well, I guess probably you're using the brown bags for your popcorn, aren't you?
Yeah, I actually have. It's funny you say that. The last shipment of brown bags actually changed. They are
Oh
a
no.
little thinner. Um,
Oh,
so
yuck.
that yeah, they're not as they're like a lighter brown. They don't look like the grocery
They're
stores.
not quite craft paper style.
Yes.
Oh,
So they're more so I've used the white ones too, because the white ones I'll usually do my caramel corn in.
mm-hmm.
And that's where I've used the white ones for like Valentine's Day or Mother's Day or, when I make it special occasions. And
Yeah.
I think they're more comparable to the white bag now.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Well,
you
the
know
white
how the
bags are
white's more of
almost
a slick,
impossible
a
to
slick
buy.
paper, like a slick outside feeling?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how the brown is now too.
Interesting. Now, the ones that we found, there's one brand that does an extra thick paper,
Okay.
and it was in the white, and now I'm running into I can't get them.
Oh wow.
So because we used to buy them by the 500 pack.
That's what I was doing.
And at this point, I couldn't get a 25 pack, which is
Oh
actually more
my.
than I've been able to get for a minute.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been interesting. And then I found what I think is a comparable product on Alibaba.
Right.
And I was like, well, I'll go ahead and see if maybe I can just order like a bulk order or something. And the
Right.
shipping, it was like $300 worth of bags, and the shipping was
Wow.
$56,000.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my.
I was like, oh, oh no, no,
Yeah,
no.
you use those Udo EUDUV.
Yeah, EUDUV. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And their white bags, I like them so much better. There's another company on Amazon that sells white bags, and
Okay.
they're smaller.
Oh,
They don't
okay.
fit 3.5 ounces. They'll fit like
Well,
3 1/4.
yeah, that's what I noticed the weight, how you're weighing, and with my label, it's
Mm-hmm.
usually a 0.48. And
Yeah.
the new brown ones are like 0.43. So
Oh,
they're
so they
not
are
as
thicker.
heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they're very much like a lighter quality. I
Yeah.
haven't tested it long enough because I still had a pack of 500 I was waiting to use that were still the old type, because I just don't know if they're going to hold up. Will they still keep popcorn fresh for 2 weeks? I don't know. I'm going to have to throw some in there and find out,
Yeah. Do a test.
and do a
Yeah.
test.
Yeah, we got some thinner ones out of like, oh, well, I'll go ahead and order this other brand and it'll be fine. And they came in and I was like, no, I can't use them.
Uh,
So we're using those only for like farmers market specials, like varieties that I don't sell in the
oh,
grocery
sure.
stores,
Yeah, yeah,
because I don't have a weight on those.
yeah. Oh, very good.
So it's just a bag of,
Yeah,
like we did garlic parmesan, and
yeah.
they're like 3 1/4 ounces because there is no humanly possible way that I
To
could
get
even
the
put them in
four.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no clue. nowhere
Right.
close.
Right.
So I thought that was
Good
an
deal.
interesting challenge.
Right. Right.
And it's going, okay, well, do I switch over to the brown? And knowing what you just said,
Mhm.
that is a good option either.
Yeah. It's just, I'm sure it's just with everything going, supply
Yeah.
chain and everything
Supply
that
chain
things are going to
challenges.
change. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody loves these bags. So it's
They
always
do. I get
frustrating.
so many compliments on, oh, your marketing is so good on the bag. And, it just looks so
Love it.
nice. And now I don't use the label up like you guys do to actually seal it. I think I
Mhm.
would drive myself crazy if I did, but I pre-label all of mine and then just fold them down like 3 times, 2.5 or 3 times. Yeah.
Yeah, the double
Yeah.
fold. And that
Yeah.
works really well, especially in small markets and things like that. I
Right. Right.
just,
Nobody's ever said anything to me like, oh, this isn't tamper resistant or. So I'm just going to keep doing it
yeah,
till someone,
someone says anything.
yes.
Yeah, I've run into two instances where someone has eaten popcorn out of the bag and tried
Oh,
to
wow.
restamp the sticker.
Oh,
And
my
obviously it's
word.
obvious that the
Oh,
sticker has been
yeah.
messed with. So
Yeah.
yeah, we've
No,
run into
that's,
that two different stores in the St. Louis area. I was like,
ah,
oh, that's
yeah.
lucky.
Yeah. You guys are in those markets that, oh, anything goes.
Anything. It's
Oh, that's
fine.
nuts.
So
Wow.
hopefully
Yeah.
we can get it sorted through and we don't have to switch
Yep.
any designs and stuff like that. But man, I prefer not to.
Yep. Yep. Well, the Prius got replaced this week. I'm picking up my vehicle
Yay.
tomorrow,
What are you getting?
but I went from a Prius to a Chevy Silverado
Oh, very
1500.
nice. Sweet. Are we a
Yeah,
truck? Tow
it's a
truck.
truck. It's a truck. But I feel
Nice.
like the bed of the truck is just going to have so much more room and things that I need, like my daughter would have to meet me sometimes at the farmer's market because I can't get everything in the Prius,
You can't fit
or
everything else
yeah,
in
yeah,
there.
yeah. So it'll be nice that I can leave everything in the bed of the truck. I don't have to unload it every week.
Yeah.
Some things, obviously tables and chairs and things like that. Everything, some of the other things I'll take out, but for
Yeah.
the most part, the heavy stuff, the tent you take, all that stuff can just be left in there.
That would be
Which
nice.
is
Yeah.
really nice. Yeah. So I'm very excited about that. And I found out that I'm not going to have to pay taxes on the vehicle. Ooh, I'm so excited.
Yay. So is it
So
considered a farm vehicle?
yeah, yeah.
Yep. It's
So
big
I
enough.
will, yep, yep.
I
So
love
I
that.
will, yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I'll save $1,300 in taxes and I'll just, yeah, reinvest that some other way.
We love that. Yeah,
Yes, we
I'm sure the
do.
money will be useful in other ways.
Oh, yes.
That's awesome. Small victories for sure. Big victories, really.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
big one.
yeah.
Mm. Well,
So hopefully I will have that before the weekend's over and
yay. That's exciting.
yeah.
Poor little Prius, may he rest in
I
peace.
know. Yes. I mean, God love them. They
Yeah.
are good vehicles.
Yeah. Our one son still drives the Prius that we had.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
The things lasted forever.
I mean,
We killed it. And we just gave it to him. He just had to
yeah.
replace the battery in the transmission, which isn't an actual transmission. It's just an electronic transmission, whatever
Right.
that is. So
Mm-hmm.
he put a couple thousand into it.
Mm-hmm.
It has been running for 3 years ever since, no problems.
Right. It's awesome.
Yeah. She just
Yeah.
runs nonstop. Poor little
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
I got some good value out of mine too. Oh my gosh. I never thought I would get that much money. So they
good.
gave me a pretty penny for it. Yeah. It was more than I would have gotten if I traded it in.
Oh
Let's put
wow.
it that way. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
We like that even
I
better.
kind of contested with them to say there wasn't any other Priuses in the area that I could get.
Yeah,
So I did comparables and sent them some information and they said, let us take another look. And they came back on their offer and they gave me like 3,000 more dollars than what they initially were going to give me.
that offered. That
So
sounds
yeah,
about right.
so they gave me over 10 for the 2016, 171,000 miles. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That was good money.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better than you would have gotten out of a trade. So love
No.
that.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Here in Maine, disabled vet, we get free registration, excise tax on our vehicle as we use disabled vet pay. Wow.
What was it?
Edwards gets a free registration and excise tax on his vehicle as a disabled vet with that plate. That's definitely helpful. See, we don't get breaks like that
Nice.
here. Illinois doesn't let people not pay.
No, Ohio's the same way. You're
Yeah.
taxed and taxed again,
Yes.
unfortunately. And if you can get out of being taxed at least once, that's a win.
Yes.
Huge
And the
win.
registrations and things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, I will go ahead and do a quick little overview lesson. Um, I didn't really have a super specific one today, but I know everybody's kind of in like full on farmers market madness mode, the huge, in the summertime. And you kind of have to think about the overall funnel of your customers. You think I think of it as a funnel, and then everybody says the word funnel. You hear it all the time, especially in online marketing. But really kind of dwindling, getting them from a browsing person walking by to being a customer. And that's really a big challenge for a lot of the growers that we talk to. Uh, and I think a lot of people miss the mark because what they're thinking is they can just post online and get customers. The nature of microgreens is that you have to be there. You have to be present. You have to have your product somewhere they are. They're not coming to you just because typically. Some areas you can pull that off, but it drives me nuts whenever like I saw another big grower say, "Oh, all you have to do is post this ad." And I'm like, "We've done that. We've looked at that. It doesn't bring consistent customers, and you're putting people in a position where they think that they can just post online and it magically creates customers. And you can do a lot with really, really high quality copywriting, and verbiage and really sell them. And a lot of those things I see those cookie cutter websites, like Curtis Stone always gives those cookie cutter websites on his Freedom Farmers and stuff, but those are meant to be a starting point and people are leaving them as they are. And as soon as I see a set website that's set up as a funnel in a blatant funnel form, I check out. Like I know that they've personally not done that work. It's a cookie cutter. I think I can copy and paste this and be done. So that's frustrating for me whenever I see that. And I think that a lot of people need to work on what their strategy is and what they plan to do to be able to bring customers in. Farmers markets were huge for us. Um, and being at a farmer's market is more than just showing up. It's having bold signs, having samples if you can, having branded packaging with attention grabbing design. If you can collaborate with other farmers and other growers and other vendors at the market, those big things, if you can pull off pop-ups and tasting events, work with caterers who will help plug you whenever they say, oh yeah, you got the microgreens from so-and-so, these are all like important pieces because you create that awareness, and awareness is step one. Like people can't buy from you if they don't know you exist. And just throwing a line out on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever platform you think you can use, it's not going to necessarily bring them in because they're not always at that place. Um, the other part of it is getting them to consider why they should buy microgreens from you or popcorn or whatever you're selling. Um, why should they get it from you versus someone else? And a lot of that is sharing your story, sharing your why, um, really building a personal trust between you and your customers. They need to know that they can trust that you aren't going to get them sick if they eat your food, that you understand what microgreens are and how to use them. If they have a question, you have the answer. We always used our like ways to use microgreens flyers, the farmers market or any other event. Like this week we had a educator who's teaching ag teachers come by, and she picked up microgreens and some live 5x5s, and I made sure I gave her the nutrition information and the how to use sheets. And she was thrilled because she was like, I wasn't really sure what to tell these people because she's an educator, but she's also not really proficient in microgreens either. She's just teaching them that there's new things out in there so ag teachers can learn new things beyond row crops around here. But having those branded. They have our logo all over them and our website all over them. Pamphlets, flyers, things like that. That builds that consistent presence because even when they take it home with them, it's always going to be there, and that builds that trust. Um, if you do email marketing, I've seen some success with email marketing. It does take a little bit more on the growers end. So we don't usually push that because especially as new growers and you're juggling a jack of all trades, it's very difficult to juggle an email list on top of it all without overly automating and looking not authentic. And authenticity is huge when you're this small. And then creating a compelling reason for them to buy. Number one reason that people buy is if it's easy. It has to be easy. Going to someone's website and then having to click order and then having to go to this, there's so many steps involved before they can even order. Nobody wants that. So having it easy to buy. Sometimes I've seen some success with, hey, DM me for an order and you can just have a conversation with them for ordering instead of sending them to a website. It works, but I really do suggest having an easy to order off of website. I don't get a ton of orders off the website. I get a lot of browsers off the website, and then they ask questions and that gets them to order. But it shows that you are a legitimate business. You're not just a fly by night Instagram showing TikTok shop type thing, You want to make sure that they understand that they can order from you and you will deliver. Having the QR code, we have a QR code on our website, on our farmers market booth that takes you to our website. We have QR codes on the packages that they get in the grocery stores that take them to the website. So they could directly order from us instead if they can't make it to the grocery store. And that actually takes them now, the new QR code takes them to our website through the farms, which is who does our home delivery. So it's kind of a collaborative now. But before it was just to our Square website. So super duper easy. Try to keep it simple. Always try to make sure you have easy ordering. Um, if it becomes a burden for the customer to order, they're not going to follow through. You're going to have a lot of carts that are left, and nobody wants that. If they add things to their cart and they just leave it, I personally do that a lot if I find it inconvenient to order something. I will start adding things to the cart, and if it's a pain in the butt to try to start ordering, I'm like, oh, you know what, I'll look at it later, and then I never do. So getting them to order quickly, easily is huge. And those are kind of like the steps. You're looking at awareness, and then you got consideration, making them consider you over someone else. And then that conversion is that hardest piece where you have to make it as easy as possible, as compelling as possible, make them want to buy from you, whether that's because they love your story, they love the food, maybe it's because they feel a sense of urgency. Say, hey, you have to order by Friday if you want delivery on Tuesday. Having a time frame on it. If you have the 5 for 25, 5 for 20, or 4 for 20, however bundling you can do to create a sense of value for them that kind of makes them want to buy more. Um, or even we did a really great promo with home deliveries when we were doing our own home deliveries. Like if they referred somebody, they get their first order free and you get an order for free. So that got them hooked on weekly subscriptions. Like, so the person they referred to was, weekly subscription. The person they referred got a week free after buying their first week. So they got the first week they bought, and then their second week was free. And most of them, we had about 75% retention on that, where they kept their weekly for at least a few months. And then having the person who referred them get a free sampler with that as well. So that gave them a reason to refer. That conversion is the key though. So does anyone do like a QR code or show like a something to buy at the farmers market for like a delivery option, or do you guys do just like the sign up sheets?
I just have a QR code on my signage
Okay.
for my website, but you cannot order off my website. But
Okay.
I prefer it that way. So
Yeah. Do you use like chat on your website to where they could like reach out to you through Messenger?
um they can contact me. They can
Okay.
contact me through email.
Okay. So they could like do a
Yeah.
shoot an email, hey, I'm interested in this item type thing.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
I
Have
do
you
need to
considered
enhance my website though. Yeah.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Jess. What you
Have you
got?
considered like doing like an Instagram or well, you can tie in Meta's Messenger
Okay.
to where like if they're on your website and they want to chat with you, they could
Okay.
reach out. It's a little bit inconvenient on your end, so because like people will want to have a conversation when they message, which might be God only knows when, what time of day.
Right.
So there's that part of it. You
Okay.
can create an autoresponder with, hey, I'll get back to you as
Right.
soon as possible. Feel free to ask, or you can set up, maybe I'll do a lesson on ManyChat.
Well, and
We use ManyChat too.
I know people do contact me through Meta. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're just finding me probably through Instagram or Facebook, I would
Yeah,
guess.
probably through the Instagram or Facebook, but you can
Yeah.
set it up on your website to where they can do it too. So if they're on your
Okay.
website and they can contact you that way,
Got
um,
it.
it's another way for them to have that access to you to be able to order easily
Okay.
or answer a question easily.
Right, right. Got it.
Um, yeah, we were looking at the options with ManyChat, and that is, it's an AI based, but you train it, you tell it what their
Okay.
responses are supposed to be.
Right.
I maybe we'll do a lesson on that for next month. That might
Okay.
be the plan for next month. We'll set up a mini chat lesson. Because I think it's a great tool. That's usually what you run into whenever you are on like a large company or a bigger company's Facebook page and it says, hey, little thing pops up and they're like, hey, if you have any questions,
Oh
contact
yeah.
us. Little pop-up thing.
Right.
It's usually run by ManyChat.
Okay.
And they've gotten really good with their responses and the things that you can program into it. Um, and you can tell it what the answers are for the most frequently asked questions. And so
How
if
to
someone has a
respond and
question that's
yeah. Yeah.
pretty basic, like, you know, if I ordered today, when would I get my delivery? You could tell it, hey, deliveries are this day. They say, you could kind of give it the parameters of what the answers are, and it
Right.
would be able to answer for you. And you wouldn't have to
Oh.
worry about answering the customer. Or if they contact you and it's during times that you don't want to be contacted, you say, hey, this is Bob the Sprout Master, and you name him.
Right.
And we'll get back to you as soon as possible. We're taking a nap right now,
Yeah. Yeah.
something
Right.
silly.
Right. Something, yeah, that they get in response. The one thing that um, as I'm doing more salads or trying to, not that I
Mhm.
want that to be my message, but it is kind of like my story right now. And
Yeah,
one market, which I wish it would do better, because it costs me more to be in that market,
of
is
course.
having more flexibility with being able to order if you don't want tomatoes on the salad or if you don't want onions on the salad.
Customizations.
Yes, for my salads. So
Yeah.
that is something I'm heavily thinking about. I'm not looking into it yet. I'm thinking about it, but I do feel like there is a presence maybe at that market because the problem with that market, there's actually another like little cafe in the market. There's like three other people that one
Do food.
is, yeah, they got smoothies in there. You can get other food in there. So it's like, I'm selling maybe 8 salads a week, where I wish I could sell like 20 salads a week.
Yeah.
Um, that would be more of where my other markets are selling like 25 salads a week. I'd like to get them to that point, but I feel like I need something more to appeal to them to be able to get to that volume.
Yeah.
So I'm considering doing a customization and opening it up. If I do it for that market, though, I'll probably do it for all the markets, obviously.
Could you like have like the salad base in a bowl? Like this is the salad base, like the micros and the
Right.
lettuce. And
Yep. Yep.
then do on the sides for everything else, like tomatoes, lettuce, tomatoes, carrot,
Yeah.
whatever the other sides are,
Yeah.
and kind of build your own based on the to-goes.
Right. Yep. Exactly. So
And
you place
then,
your order by, Sunday night, and then your order will be delivered either Monday or Tuesday based on your area.
yeah,
Yep. Yep. So again, I think, it's something that I'm tossing around just to, again, add volume to the market that isn't performing like I want them to. And I do feel like it's a good option for customers. It lets customers know that I'm thinking about, making things better for them and
yeah,
um, that type of thing. So,
yeah, I think that's a good thought for sure.
but that's really tapping into some skills I don't have a lot of.
Yeah, it's a
Which,
learned process, right?
yes, for sure. But it will definitely have me looking at my website to say, okay, is this what I need to be doing?
Yeah, and it would help with
And
like a
building.
time sensitive, kind of give them that sense of urgency, like
Yeah,
you need to make a decision.
right.
For sure.
Well, and it does help if I know the pre-orders, in the long run, it does help me too. Because
Yeah.
then I can plan for pre-orders and
Hmm.
build it
And if you're
that
getting a
way.
consistent
And then,
pre-order,
yes, right. Because there are people that every single week they want their salads. So I
that's
already
awesome.
have that following. But now it's just building on that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Getting more of them. We
Yeah,
just want more of them.
we do. We do.
Perfect. Yeah, having the QR code is great. And then, if you can adjust your website to
Yeah.
do something to where there is like that easier
Because,
access.
when I'm at the farmer's market, Jess, and a customer comes up and she says, I had one of your salads, but now I want to try to make it myself. Let me go ahead and have the basic salad mix and spicy salad mix. And so she bought then
Mhm.
the microgreens, which is, my end goal anyway, is to get
Yeah.
them to buy the microgreens.
Yeah. Gets the taste of the
Yeah.
microgreens in their mouth with the
Yeah.
salads. And then they're like, hey, this is something you can do at home.
Yes.
Yes. That's even better. We get asked a lot if we sell the seeds, and I always consider it because I know that they're just going to
Ah,
take the seeds home and they're not going to grow them well,
right.
and they're just going to buy microgreens anyway.
They do. I sell the kit and it's a cheap little kit. It doesn't take much to put it together. A few little seeds, little 5x5 tray.
Yeah.
Half of them come back and like, yeah, we tried, but yours are better. I'm like,
Yeah. I
okay.
forgot to water them. I'll just go ahead
Yep.
and get mine.
Yep.
Yeah. And things like that that kind of add things to your tent, gives you more things to
It
display,
does.
and it builds
Yes.
that customer loyalty because they know that they can depend on you to be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about the funnels the other day, so I was like, oh, I think I'll do a quick lesson on that. But I really think
I,
maybe like something along the lines of the many chat or other meta
right.
options integrated in, I think could be a
Yeah.
really great lesson
Can
on.
you do another one? Yeah. 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 Go a little deeper for us and get
Yeah,
some info on that would be fantastic.
yeah,
I like that. All right. How's Mike doing?
doing good. He is on another meeting.
Good.
Everybody's staying busy for
Oh,
sure.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yes, we're having an adventure of. I don't think we'll have to move our farm, but we might. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Keeps life interesting, that's all.
You're moving buildings for sure, though, right?
Almost certainly.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of when having to figure out the logistics of it all and
Yeah.
realizing I can only fit a few racks in that van at a time because they're too small. I have to lay them down.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so reorganizing, moving things around, lots of moving parts and pieces, getting an electrician out there. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's always something.
Right.
But that's
And
the
it's
beauty
so
of using.
close. I mean, again, it would it's going to take a lot of work obviously to move.
Mm-hmm.
You just get a lot of hands to help you
Yes.
if you
Make the kids.
can. Yeah.
Yeah. Make the kids come home
All
for
the
the day.
kids, right? Yeah.
All right, kiddos. I need everybody to come home today. Not tell them why, because then
That's
they
right.
won't. Yeah, super, super crazy busy, but overall
Yeah.
doing really well.
Good. Good.
And then I think I've got a meeting with Meta AI training next week, so I might pull some tidbits from that for some marketing too.
Okay.
Hopefully, I get something good out of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, gotta love being a beta tester. I sign up for all the crazy beta tests to see if anything looks good and try to share
Mhm.
knowledge. If it is,
Right.
if
Mhm.
they don't really give a lot of help. So I'm excited to see how that goes. It's supposed to be next week.
Is it like once a month you do that with them?
Um, it's sporadic. They're not very
Mm.
good about being consistent. It's
Mhm.
a pilot program through their AI developing stuff, but hopefully I get some good information this time because the first time it was like super vague and I was like, well, that was useless.
Mhm.
This is not helpful.
Right. Yeah.
Basically, it said, just let us make the decisions. I was like, yeah, I don't like that idea.
I hate to say it that I had to use AI. Obviously, you search anything and AI comes up and answers you these days. I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm later in years, so to me that's just like I can't believe this. But anyway, I had to name my last salad, and I'm asking my kids, "What should I name it?" Nobody's telling me anything. I'm like, "Okay, I'm just going to use AI."
Yeah. And you have it
You
give
know,
you a
I
list and really,
you do. It's like it takes the stress off. I hate to say it, but and then they give you like some good ideas. I'm like,
yeah,
I
it's
have a
a
microgreen
soundboard, but
salad that
it's,
had. I mean, I just gave them a list of things that were in the salad, and next thing you know, I've got. Well, I went with the farmhouse berry and farro salad. So it's like, yeah, why not? It's
yeah.
easy. And here's your, it listed out. Here's your health choices. Here's your, if your audience is more towards, it gave like several different things. So who's your target
Mhm.
audience? And I'm like, oh, it's just amazing what it does.
Yes.
It's underutilized for me, obviously, because I'm
Yeah.
always there. What do I say? Well, just ask them and they will
Ask
tell you
specific questions. You have to be
specific
abundantly
well,
specific.
and that helped too, I think, because I put in all the ingredients of the salad and then it came
Yes.
back with, here's some choices. And so, yes,
And
because
that
you don't
makes
want
a
it to
big
sound
difference.
so robotic that it's like all AI and make it more you and
Yeah, it still has
tweak
to be
it if
able
you
to
need
be
to.
you. And are you using Gemini or are you using GPT?
No, I just was on Safari. I'm just like,
Oh, just standard Safari.
yeah.
See, with I know with GPT, my Gemini doesn't know me very well. With my chat,
Oh, so it'll
my
keep track of
OpenAI
what you're
account,
doing. Yeah.
I actually give it parameters of exactly what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We go through, and it's just training it. You're just teaching it what exactly you do and why.
Right.
So like my GPT, like our social media posting, I don't know if you've seen like my Instagram lately, they're pretty much keeping a consistent theme. And that's the goal, is that
Mm-hmm.
the wording is pretty similar. Everything's kind of consistent. The look is very similar. Um, but I went through and I was like, hey, these are the words I like. These are the words that I don't like.
Right.
Um, this is the structure I want. I need alternate text for every picture,
Mm-hmm.
all of that. So anytime
Wow.
I make a post, I throw it on there. I add the picture that I'm going to use, and
Mm-hmm.
it makes me an alt text for that.
Mm-hmm.
So that, because with SEO, one of the things that SEO looks for is accessibility and alternative text for anybody who's got visually impaired and things like that. They want to really promote that stuff. So
Sure.
we always add all of that
Okay.
into every single post. So I have it do it for me. Like I add the text, I add the picture, and we go through, okay, well, I don't like that response. I don't like how that's structured. Can we do bullet points? All that good
Yeah.
stuff.
What was so the last thing I saw on yours, and I actually tried it and I wanted to thank you too, was the Kevin's simple meal that you did. And I don't even know where this posted. It could have been Facebook, it could have been.
Instagram, Facebook,
It
both of
was
them.
good. It was so good. I actually was at Aldi because I go there all the time. I'm like, I'm gonna try this Kevin
Mhm.
stuff. It was amazing. Low sugar.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think the
They're all
Korean one has
keto.
no sugar, no added
Yeah.
sugars. I'm like, this is fantastic. You can get like 2 meals out of there. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna. This is a good one.
Yes.
But that whole post that you did, you used your whole setup for it.
Full setup for that. Like
Oh,
I
that's
can
cool. I'm gonna go back and look at it again. That's good.
because you want to keep it consistent and keep it looking good.
Right.
Yeah, those Kevin meals are what we pretty much live on a couple days a week right now,
Well,
just
and the
because
message got my attention because it's like it's so simple. You actually made me go do an impulse buy. You see what you're doing, right? You know what I mean?
you see what you
But
did
it's
there.
okay. I mean, I appreciate that, but that's what you want people. But then
Yeah,
obviously they would have paired them and got your microgreens too, or,
exactly. They're like, oh, I need to get some
yes,
microgreens to do
right,
this.
right.
Let's see. I
Yeah.
did the Korean barbecue with lentils instead of
Mm-hmm.
we're trying to eliminate the amount of rice that we eat because I do love a good
Yes,
rice.
I do
Um,
too.
but lentils make a really good substitute for that.
I do like lentils. I'm a big red lentil fan as
Mhm.
well. I like them in soups, but
Yeah,
now it's not the time for soup, so you can just eat them, cook them and eat them.
cook them and eat
Yeah.
them. I just
Yeah.
mixed them in with the microgreens, and I used actually the extra sauce from the Kevin's
Oh
dish.
yeah, you've got plenty of
Toss
sauce in
it.
there. It's so
Oh,
good.
yeah, dangerously good. So we did that. So I've been trying to start the post with the picture of like the ingredients versus the one
Right.
of the actual finished product.
Okay.
That's because like Kevin's shared my post.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
huge. That goes
Delalo Lentils, that brand shared my post to their
Oh
story.
my word. So they have a
So,
huger following,
and
right?
they're massive. They're huge
Yes.
companies. So the goal is to kind of get them to share our stuff. So if it's a predominant thing, Bland always shares my posts. Who else did I get? The sourdough girl, but she's got a smaller following than me. I'm actually helping her. Gotta love that. The Jaspberry Rice people, who are a
Okay.
multinational company, they shared my post the other day too.
Okay. Good, good, good.
It's purple rice. Actually, really good.
Oh, anything purple's better for you.
Everything purple is better for you. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So I did that in one of the posts, and it took them like weeks, and they like decided to suddenly share my stuff to their store, and I was like, oh, awesome.
Oh,
Got a
that's
couple
good.
of
That's
followers.
good.
So those posts
Yeah.
always have like co-branding,
Mm-hmm.
to get them to share as well. And then kind of really quick meal prep basics.
Yes. It was like the simple message that came through for me. It's like, yeah, this is
Mhm.
simple and like just,
Quick, easy meal.
yeah. And I'm like, I'm in Aldi all the time. That's where I buy half my stuff.
Yep.
So,
Anytime I
yeah.
can. We do Meyer a lot now just because
Mm-hmm.
it's like a half a mile from the warehouse. So
Right. Right.
there's that. It's very close, but everything's like super close. Even Aldi is, but it's next to Walmart and Walmart's chaos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I actually need to do another post because I took picture a bunch of popcorn pictures today during our deliveries. We decided to do a popcorn focus on that.
Nice.
And I have to figure out how to use my phone now because it updated.
Uh,
Like the camera's different, everything's different. I don't like
mm-hmm.
this. It's like getting a new phone without the benefits of having a new phone.
Right. Right. All right. I think I'm going to let you go. My dog's about ready to bark. I just
Ah,
heard him like, he needs attention.
thinking about it. He's thinking about it. What do I do to
Oh,
get
he is.
attention?
He is.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
there
I
we go.
think we had a good meeting. Did
Yeah.
Edward, Glenn, any thoughts, any questions at all? If not, we'll probably just go ahead and wrap up. It's almost 7 now. And then I'll let you guys get on with your day, but I'll go ahead and get this posted and we'll kind of make plans for like a chat option for next month for sure.
Thanks, Jess. We'll see you.
Absolutely. Have an
Bye.
awesome night.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye. Have a good night, Edward and Glenn. Enjoy the evening. If there's nothing else, we'll wrap it up. All right. Have a good one.